So the first thing we're going to do is create a new controller called All About Results Controller. And then we are going to add all of this code. So what does the code do? Well, when we add the controller, quite a bit of it's going to be there. So we basically have to kind of flesh out the index action method. So the first thing we're doing is we are retrieving the weekday using the date time object. And then we are getting the actual day of the week by converting weekday to string. And then we're getting the current time. And we're checking the time, and then we're displaying a greeting based on this military time of 24-hour time block in a day. Then what we're doing with the day of the week is we are generating different messages based on what day of the week it is. So for the messages, you can see that we are using view data, and our key is day message. And then the different messages are the objects. Now, you'll also notice that we're setting a variable called route. And what we're doing with route is we are either redirecting to a different action method, or we are redirecting to a URL. So we've got redirect to action. So we would go to the weekday action method that we're going to create in the All About Results controller. When we just issue the redirect like this, it actually takes you to an external website. So if it's a 1, we redirect to action. If it's a 2 or a 3, we redirect to this external site. And if it's anything else, we just return the normal view. So that is the controller. And I am going to come in here and create it. And then I'm going to pause because you certainly don't need to watch me type. That would be quite boring. And we are calling this All About Results. Oops, and I'm going to rename it because I wanted controller in there. Okay, All About Results controller. That is what we want it called. And I'm going to be modifying this index action method. So I'm going to pause while I do that. And I've keyed all this in. I'm going to save. And then I'm going to quick run a build just in case I have a typo. Usually my typing is pretty good, but occasionally I do have typos. And our next little step is going to be to create our view. So we need a corresponding folder in the views. And we are going to call it All About Results. And we're going to do an index view that kind of corresponds to our index. action method. Okay, and it's assuming index, which is awesome because that is exactly what we want. And I'm going to pause while I key this in. And yes, there is some CSS in here, so you'll need to key carefully. So I've got all of this keyed in, and we are pulling in a little image. It's going to be in the background, so I've got the Z index set to -1. I did do absolute positioning, so it'll be at the top, set the width at 100%. Then in order for the text to show up on that background, I did set a little background color of white, made it a little bit transparent, put some padding in so the text is not right up against the edge, rounded out the border a little bit, added a beautiful Dodger blue border, set the width at 30% so it won't be all the way across the width because we want to see some of our lovely background image. And then I did some absolute positioning so that this area would be on the left-hand side. Then for my heading, this is kind of a cool command. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it because it's new. That's why it's got WebKit in here. It is very similar to Illustrator because you can set a stroke for the outside of your text. You can set a size and a color, and you can also set a fill color for inside your text. So this is like super cool and brand new. Here is the message that we're displaying. And then we are retrieving our ViewBag greeting. And whatever message we generated in the controller based on the day of the week, that will also be displayed. And you'll notice that we have to send it to string because you have to do the conversion. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And let's see, we need a weekday view. We also need to create the weekday action method in our All About Results controller. So I'm going to do that first. And we are going to put that below our index. So let's figure out where that is. Okay. And this is actually a fairly short one, but I'm still going to pause. And I've added it. And so you can see there's basically just a little greeting, and we are going directly to the view. So I'm going to save. And then I'm going to create the weekday view, and that's going to go in the All About Results folder in the View section. So we'll go ahead and add our view, calling it weekday. And I'm going to pause while I enter the view. And now that I've entered it, I'm going to go ahead and quick save. And at this point, I can run a build. Okay, and now that I did not get any errors, I should be able to run this. And now I can actually use that little daily nugget menu item because the section we just coded is for that. So basically what this is doing is it's going through the all about results controller into the index action method. And it is kind of looking through here based on the day of the week. And then it is rerouting us. And in order for us to test different days, because you don't want to have to test this every single day for a week, you can kind of override the day. So I've actually got that code in there already. Let's go into the controller. And we are going to override the days. So let's see. We are going to set the day equal to, so I saw Wednesday. Let me change it to Friday. And I'm going to go ahead and run this. Okay, so that is working. I'm going to go back in. And let me see, let me change it to Monday. I'm going to reload this thing. Daily nuggets. Okay, so I believe I have seen everything now. So this was the route to weekday. So that's a Monday and Tuesday. It's going to route to weekday. I saw Wednesday. I saw Friday. Let's check out Thursday. We'll reload that page over here. And hopefully I didn't make a typo on Thursday. Let's see, it's routing me to Wednesday. And let's check our code. So route 2 and 3 both go to Wednesday, so that is correct. And we could try the default. So that would be Saturday or Sunday. Ah, the weekend. Okay, so it does appear to be working. So you certainly do not need to keep that code in there. That is basically changing what it selects. If you want to comment it out, that's fine. If you want to delete it, that's fine too. But at this point, we are now done with this All in the Bag app.